We are live. Hi, my name is Michelle Moras.
Dr. Smiley here, smiling and happy to be here. I feel like I
You
feel like I feel like Mr. Rogers all of a sudden.
why?
Well,
Won't
you
you be
pointed
my
over and
neighbor?
exactly.
Well, you've reached Amplifluence if you're wondering what the heck we're doing here. And Amplifluence is what are we, Ken?
We are leaders that care about other leaders being amplified, especially if they have a positive message, and becoming our friends. And we create a tribe of people that are publishing, creating legacy, impact, traveling the world with us, and adding adventure to their life. How about that?
Ooh,
That's not bad.
I like that one too. Good
Well, I
job.
like that because it's a new step. Because before we were doing education, we were creating marketing systems, cross marketing systems, networking opportunities,
And we
mastermind.
still
But
are.
and we still are. But it's like every single month or so we say, how would this be better? And for an author to go on a book tour, that's pretty extraordinary. But for them to go around the world in a book tour, that's almost unheard of these days.
We're moving up. Yes, we are definitely moving up. So we are Amplifluence. My name is Michelle, and this is Ken, and we have a silent partner. Hmm. But anyways,
But his name is Todd Westra, and he has phenomenal contacts, and we're going to be working with one of them soon. So that's going to be a great announcement to make once the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed, but we don't have necessarily the reveal yet. So we'll wait for the reveal.
yes, we'll wait for the reveal. But before we get started, Ken is the keep smiling guy, and he loves birthdays.
I do
Do
love
you have him?
birthdays. Do you have
Do you
your
have him?
birthday book? I have them. I have them. I'm
I
just
do
wondering if you
not
have
have
your
my
birthday.
birthday book.
So your birthday's coming up, and it's like a little over a month away. But I want to make that birthday book with all those blank pages a little less blank. So I task you to give me. Well, I don't even need to task you. You might have as many as 60 new birthdays to add this weekend.
Oh, I would certainly hope so.
Well, no, because some of them are overlapping birthdays, so you're gonna have to make decisions. I like it when someone says, "Oh, my birthday's taken." I'm like, "Yeah, but I know you, so you can be in the book." I mean, some of the people that are in the book, we don't know as well. We just met them for a minute or two. But if you have a great purpose and you want to go to all these book tours with us and help us build these cities for Amplifluence, I promise you we will make your page available for your birthday.
I
But
have to say, we know ya. We know ya. So share some
yeah,
birthdays.
got it.
Who has a birthday? Because all I
Uh,
know is my son's
Yesterday,
birthday is the 9th.
well, then let's do it. You did it. So,
Matt
Doctor,
Ross, 9 September.
that's a
Born
good
at
one.
7:01 on 9 September.
So he's got a 9922. So Dr. Ted, Crazy Ted Sutton, a guy who really cares about Baltimore and works with gangs. He works with the most dangerous situations to awaken them that they are in control of their destiny and they can choose to be powerful leaders. He made some bad mistakes when he was a kid and went to prison and really got his life together, got his doctorate, and he's just a really cool cat. So happy birthday to him yesterday. Dr. Janet Smith Warfield, who actually has a book called Shift. Dr.
Huh.
Janet Smith Warfield, she's in Sarasota, Florida. Love her. She's 83, I think, yesterday. And she has a nonprofit called Peace, Power, and Prosperity. So just a dynamic woman creating all kinds of wonderful things in the world. Kipley Bell is a past Miss Philadelphia. We have Javier Cazares, who is a LA fashion guru. And we have someone we're going to see today's birthday. Are you ready for this? We're going to see them in 2 days. Crystal Richardson. Crystal Richardson is
Oh,
in.
yes.
Yes, her
Yes.
birthday. Her birthday's today. It's today. It's today.
Yes, and we're going to celebrate in Phoenix. Okay.
And then you have a lovely man who is in Denver who has a Keep Smiling book, and he's in Loveland, Colorado. That's north of Denver. And his name is Vince Ely, and he is our 99, same as your son. And I think I have one more, maybe one more. Yeah, let's give some love to some of the people that have a birthday on a tough day. 9/11. Tim Curran, his birthday is on 9/11. He is a great networker, brings masterminds together in the DC area. Corey Meeker is a wonderful person in St. Louis that does all kinds of branding and my good friend Damon Ehrlich, who gives me referrals all the doggone time. He always cares about the Keep Smiling movement. And I will finish with the last two, Kyle McGregor, and he does like to do his Scottish accent, and
Like Connor McLeod or the Clan McLeod. Okay.
and he has a book, one of the 50 book challenges. He put it, some people really devour personal development books. Well, I said, hey, you love personal development books. You're in the personal development space. Why don't you make a 50 book challenge and give it to people what books you've read? And he goes, hot diggity. And I said, that's Perry Como. And then he started singing, hot diggity, dog diggity. And he did it with his best Scottish accent. And then my good friend, Tanya Waltrick does a lot of the bridal shows and weddings in DC. And my last is my brother, Gordon Thorne. Unfortunately, he's a Steelers fan. That's the only problem with him. But 37 years, he's been helping me build my DJ company, my entertainment company. And excited that we'll be celebrating his birthday this week. There you go. Those are birthdays. Them some birthdays.
I'm making sure our internet's working because according to this thing, we barely have a signal. So I was making sure it was actually working on Facebook and StreamYard and all the other places. But it looks like we're moving just fine.
Well, I don't know if I was wondering, is your signal video wise strong? I can see that you're there. I just don't, maybe my eyes are getting blurry, but I look like I'm in focus. It looks like your bandwidth might be a little bit off a little bit. Maybe.
Which is funny because
the show must go on. The show must go on.
The show must go on. But no, on Facebook, we're clear. We're clear. I don't know if our voices are matching our mouths right now, but.
So Mark Zuckerberg is giving us a major thumbs up on Facebook. Do you know, I got trivia about Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh dear. Okay.
Well, it's not bad. I mean, you just can't unfriend him. If
show must go on. Okay, sorry.
So you cannot block Mark Zuckerberg on Facebook.
Okay. Come on.
All right, so we have some things happening. You have an event this weekend, and you have an event at the end of the month, and we have a mixer as well. So let's talk about the event so people can play. People can join in the fun.
Okay, well.
There you go. I am glad that it's powerful women. I mean, think about that. If it had been the opposite, that would not be as enjoyable or as engaging to go to.
Come to the mediocre women empowerment. Yeah, that doesn't work that way. But there are some amazing women coming to this Women's Leaders and Empowerment Live Summit in Phoenix, Arizona on September 10th. And I broke a rule. I normally do not travel the weekend of September 11th. I do not leave the house. I don't go on airplanes. I don't do any of that. And I figured this year I'm going to break out of my comfort zone and I'm going to be flying around that date. And I usually don't.
Well, congratulations. I have a feeling that's one of the things I'm doing too. Is kind of breaking my habit as well. Yeah, I haven't done too many 9/11 trips. I help serve Mission Barbecue here in the DC, Maryland area because they have a Remember Day for September 11th. They give free lunches, and actually, whenever time you come in, you get free food that day at Mission Barbecue if you are in uniform, and that is firemen, police officers, military.
Well, the Powerful Women Leaders Empowerment Live Summit on September 10th in Phoenix, Arizona. Tickets are still available. They're just getting really limited. But if you, I will put the link into our chat. So if you're interested, if you're in that area, come on over. And I honestly don't go out, not because of 9/11. That was the week my mother-in-law got sick really bad. Yeah, that was when she went into the coma level. And yeah, this is a whole terrible week for me in my mind. I avoid it. But I thought, I always talk about getting out of your comfort zone and, stepping out of the things that you are comfortable doing. And one of the things I'm comfortable doing is avoiding all contact with people starting on September 10th through probably the end of September. I usually just don't talk to anyone, don't do anything, no clients, nothing. And I broke that rule because I realized it was a rut that I was in.
You broke it 3 times. I mean, you will have broken it 3 times.
I'll break it 3 times in just this one weekend. Yes.
Well, yes. And also the end of the event, the end of the month, you have 2 events.
Yes, and we'll get to that.
Okay. Well, let's get to that later. Okay.
The first one is here. Well, they're both in Colorado Springs. So we're doing a Keep Smiling Movers and Shakers cocktail mixer on September 28th at the Hilton Garden Inn downtown here in Colorado Springs. It'll be starting around 5:30. Just come on out and meet all the authors, speakers, coaches, well, the influencers of the Colorado area that are coming out. There's a whole bunch of us coming out to hang out together. And they will be greeting the attendees of
Okay, don't
the
go so fast.
Unapologetic Speaker Camp. Huh?
Yeah, but we are building a book. We have potentially 100 to 200 people coming to this mixer, and they're all authors, speakers, leaders, artists, musicians, just really dynamic, positive influencers. And if you know somebody that should be in a book that honors them for being one of those cool people that inspires hope or is just a leader, there's no such thing as just a leader, is a leader that is doing great things, we want to meet them and thank them.
So send them on over.
Yeah, and you didn't say New Orleans. We had some people reach out and say, "Where is it in New Orleans?" I know that we're keeping that kind of on the fly, so we just need to find a location for New Orleans to meet. It can be at a hotel lobby or anything. But if you have people in New Orleans, we will be there for one day. Is that correct?
Yes, and actually we're talking to Emily today because she said you don't want to just go anywhere in New Orleans to meet. So we can't just randomly choose like we tend to do to most of the places. She said we need to talk because we need to talk about where in town you need to be and where's safe. Because after 11 o'clock, you don't want to be on, I think she said Bourbon Street. So we're going to talk to a local to find out where we're going to meet, and then we'll let everybody know. How about that?
Yes. I think it's a good idea. I like the way you're thinking.
I thought so. So next.
You have your event. Yes, you have your event. And thank you for not apologizing for having your event. I love that. Do you want me to say something about the event?
Yes, please.
Okay. Dr. Mraz is quite expensive to have as a coach, and it would be around $500 an hour to have her. And she is going to spend 2 full days, thousands and thousands of dollars in wisdom being embarked upon you with a very dynamic group of, is it only women that come into your event, or is it men and women?
Men are coming too.
Okay. So all these people are getting what you would have to pay normally $8,000 for. So that's pretty cool.
Well, and I was laughing about the flyer when they made it because it said valued at, and I'm actually 900 plus an hour. And so I'm like, really? Doing 2 days for less than an hour. But
the price is about to go up, right?
It'll go up on September 10th because I have to seal the deals with the rest of the hotel, how many rooms I've got, or they're going to make me pay for those rooms. And that ain't happening. So I have to pay for the rooms if I don't get them locked in very soon. So I have to up the price because we need to get people to commit before I get charged for people who aren't there.
It's interesting about taking action, isn't it? That the people that take action, they may have more regrets, but they have a higher learning curve. They're able to get from their uncomfortable zone into their comfort zone quicker because they adjust, and they typically are able to dominate new opportunities because they're so used to taking action. So it is interesting that people that are stagnant, they wonder why their life doesn't change. And today is an example, like we're going from event to event, and sometimes we don't even know how it's going to turn out, but we go there because the action is to build.
Yep.
And I'm not whistling Dixie when I say that. So, I got to say, there's times that it's not about quitting. It's about you're moving at this pace and you're wondering what's the next step, or if you don't do something, will that affect? And the point is, it will. If you don't do anything, you actually start spiraling down, and it becomes the habit of not doing things. And so I'm really excited. I talked to Noelle, and by the way, our sponsors are Your Success Magazine and Add Value to Life with Robert Peterson. I'm so excited about their their involvement in Amplifluence and the Keep Smiling movement, they are helping design 50 city books. So that's an independent landscape of Atlanta, Baltimore, Chicago, Houston, Orlando, etc. And if you go and look at the list of where Southwest flies, you can pretty much determine or predict which landscapes we're going to pick. But I love the fact that we're moving our Amplifluence into cities. Can take 6 months, they can take a year, they can take 3 months to really pick the best location, pick the best restaurant, pick the best caterer, and have the Chamber of Commerce and the leaders and the mayors get behind how their city wants to be reflected as a city that needs to be visited, as an author touring that city, as just a leader that's coming to that city, who to connect with, or a speaker. And so I'm just really excited that if we hadn't done so many of these Amplifluence events, that wouldn't have come to light, that we were going to try and find out how we could support a city. But now a city is really contacting us through our website and saying, our city's ready to make a book of the top 100 positive leaders. And that can include the radio, that can include the weatherman, it can include whoever they deem as someone that it gets their city excited. And so that is an example of, if we hadn't kept the tour going, that light wouldn't have come up. And Robert and Noel are creating these beautiful landscaped books that are, the cool thing about it, in Who's Who is, you got to pay. It's funny. Would you like to be in a Who's Who book of, Columbia, Maryland? Or would you like to be in a Who's Who book of the DMV? Or would you like to be in a Who's Who book?
It's free.
And yeah, in DC, and you go, I would love to be in all three. And they're like, okay, that's 500 times 3. Send us $1,500 and you're going to be in it. And I go, so in other words, the money makes me a who, not who I was before the money. So this is by nomination. This is by invitation only. And you're doing something on social media that actually is getting people to say, this person needs to be invited. So I love the fact that this is not a pay to play. Pay to play is okay, but pay to play is the criteria of money. It's not the criteria of qualification. So our city books are actually going to be legitimately the right people in the book that are being identified. And by the way, there might be a mistake every once in a while. Yank the umbrella.
Yeah, the hook.
Yeah. I mean, if people.
Yeah. So the Keep Smiling book, and we're building one in Colorado Springs.
Yes, we are.
Here it is. Come here.
Oh,
come to the Hilton Garden Inn on September 28th, downtown Colorado Springs, and join us. Get your headshot done with the Keep Smiling. And, if you have an inspiring story, you let us know. And let's see if I can find myself in this book.
Well, I'm gonna pull a couple of these over here. I'm gonna pull a couple of my Keep Smiling books over. This is the one for the DMV, just to give you an idea. That's the DMV. Look at that. It's got 3 pieces that make a DMV. Are you ready for this? You ready? Here we go. It has the heart for Virginia. It has the crab for Maryland. And it has the Washington Monument for DC. Isn't that cool? Now this is right down the street from us. This is the Africa. This is the Africa Keep Smiling book. Look at this, Michelle.
I didn't know you had an Africa book.
Yeah, and look, it's really cool because these lovely people in here are from Nigeria and Ghana and at least one of the 50 countries in Africa. But
that's sake, because if you have an inspiring story, we've got the Keep Smiling book. This is my edited version, the one I keep writing in.
Yeah.
Your Dose of Hope stories.
Oh yeah. We're gonna start featuring. You know what? Let's start featuring next week. One Dose of Hope, and I think what would be fun is to do it almost randomly. If we look at the date and just say that date, that page, whoever the author is next to that page. Now we have 2,800 pages right now, 2,900 pages. So I don't know if that random is going to work perfectly, but at least to start off, we'll check off. So we have 260 authors. That'll get us through 260 weeks at least.
That'd be fun. And kind of highlight the story and talk a little bit about it.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I like that.
Or hey, their favorite song or what inspires them, kind of thing.
This is a wackiness thing. I got to give a big shout out to Dave Phillipson. He was the one who helped me make the photobombing book. And I will send this to anybody today that helps us bring people to either Phoenix or to New Orleans or to your event.
You can't see the photo bombs in there.
Okay, here's a photo. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? I mean, look at that photo bomb. That is so amazing. This guy is holding teddy bears, and that guy comes in from the bottom. I mean, that's awesome. And there's so many good ones in here. Do you know Dr. Greg Reed by any
Of
chance?
course.
Oh, this one's a great one. Look at this. He's has his hair on top, and then boom. And then here's Greg Reed. Greg Reed's in one of these right here. Okay, there
I
it is.
can't see it. It's too blurry.
You
Oh,
know
he's
that?
with you?
And no, oh, that is one is with me. But here, this is Terry Levine, and she's holding a card up, and he just sneaks in from the back. So there's all kinds of good ones in here, and they're easier to see, obviously, if you have the book. So, oh, this one's great for Baldies. Look at this guy polishing. Isn't that nice?
Yes.
I love that.
Okay, so if you're near the Colorado Springs area, or if you're flying in to be at the Unapologetic Speaker Camp, you want to be at the Hilton Garden Inn on September 28th at 5:30 because we're having a cocktail mixer. We are taking Keep Smiling pictures for the Keep Smiling Colorado book of the influencers of the area. And we'll talk a little bit more, and you can be part of that and then join the the Unapologetic Speaker Camp on the 29th and 30th, and come out on the night of the 29th to see the new special cool thing that's happening in 2023 in my world. And one day it's going to be a landmark where Michelle blinked. I went there.
You have a compilation book that you're working on. Is it coming out this holiday season? Sorry to put you on the spot. It just came to me. The reason I asked that, Michelle, is that we have potentially 10 compilation books coming out because of your compilation book called Hold My Crown. This has inspired 11, actually. It's 11. We have J.R. Spear, who's doing a veteran book. We have Sergeant Major Donnell Johns doing a book. We have Michelle Wyman doing A Dare to Care for nurses. We have Christoph Wyman doing a speaker compilation. And the list goes on. So really amazing that you did that book, and so many people want to do compilation books now.
Yes. Well, I was working on the men's book, but I stopped, and I wanted to have it out by October, but there's just I don't have the brainwidth for it. And so I thought I would
do November, and you could do it. You could do it. I'd help you. Hey, here's Vince Ely's. I found it. There's Vince Ely's book about Colorado. There's the love. See the love right there? You got the love of Denver. That's because he's from Loveland. Denver and Loveland, Colorado. We got to get these people we got to build this book. It's only got about 50 people in it. We need more.
Well, we need to write them all and invite them to come down on the 28th.
Yes, and they could even share their birthday, so we can get them in the birthday book. This is doggone good. Look at that.
Yeah, that's a cool book.
Yeah, just wait and look at this.
That's a cool group.
Yeah, I'm kind of digging this. This is a nice little book that Vince put together. Oh, look at this. This is kind of cool. If you want to get your own Keep Smiling book in black and white or color, look at that.
I didn't know you had me in the back of that.
Well, the thing that's interesting about this Keep Smiling movie, when you have 250 books, you can't always notify people that are given a lot more. Then there's the Art of series, and there's some books from all of our lovely Colorado. These are Colorado authors, a lot of them. Isn't that neat? Good old Vince Ely helped us with this. He's a good man. Here's Vince Ely. I mean, is that a puppy? That's a puppy dog smart.
He is such a nice man.
All right. So
we failed at the shortest show again. Just want to let you know.
we need to get back on that because Guinness is probably wondering, are we still going to go for it? So
okay, everybody. We've gone through birthdays. We talked about the Powerful Women Leaders Empowerment Live Summit on September 10th in Phoenix, Arizona. And then we invited you all to come. On September 28th at Hilton Garden Inn downtown in Colorado Springs, which is a pre-mixer where we're building a book and of influencers in Colorado. But it's a pre-mixer because all the people coming to my Unapologetic Speaker Camp on 29th and 30th will also be there. And so you'll meet them too. And then we said thank you to the Your Success, Rich Parsons, and add value. Oh, I wrote 4 Life. It's supposed to be 2 Life.
Yeah, but you're like giving more value to their two. I mean, you just doubled their two. Isn't that crazy? You squared their two. I think you did it because there's two of them, and you just said there's 2 times 2 is 4, so it's like Noel and Robert Peterson. There you go. The other thing we talked about was how bad do you want it? Like how are you taking action? How do you show up in life that when an opportunity comes up, like going to an event, meeting people? And I love this quote by Charlie Tremendous Jones. The difference between where you are today and where you'll be in 5 years from now are the books you read and the people you meet. I would argue that with how precious life is after a pandemic, it's what are you doing now that's going to change your life next year? Like, don't wait 5 years. There
Hi,
we go.
Cammy. I'm just saying hi to Cammy. Hi, Cammy.
You should say hi to Cammy. I mean, that is exactly what I'd want you to do.
But yes, the show must go on. That's a Queen song. Whenever you're feeling like you're stuck or you're wondering what to do next, remember, people, the books you read, the people you meet, keep moving. Go meet, learn, grow. And what it does to you is it in the next couple of years, you're going to look back and not realize who you were just last year. So keep moving. And as I'm doing, like I told Ken, I'm breaking out of my comfort zone with this 9/11 traveling, and we're doing a lot of traveling over the next several days. If you're in any area, if you're in where? If you're in Phoenix, if you're in New Orleans, if you're in Colorado, if you're in Dallas, for me, come meet us, come see us.
And look at this. There's the 50 book challenge. Got it?
Okay.
Look at the quote. Here's the quote.
Can't read it at all.
You can't
You
read it at
will
all?
be the same person in 5 years as you are today, except for the people you meet and the books you read. Charlie Tremendous Jones.
And these are the lovely books that you can take an hour to read a week. And next thing you know, you will be at a whole new mental and spiritual level because of what you know that you didn't know before.
You wanted me to do one of those books too, didn't you?
I do. And guess what? You've had your plate so full, I haven't brought it up again. I think you want to have this out. We could turn a book like this around in about 3 weeks. And I'll tell you how you do it. You only need to spend.
I still want to get my other book out. I still need to get Eat, Drink, and Be Merry out.
We will. We will.
I have this book to get out again. And I have this book to put out again.
Which one's that one? Okay. That one.
It's not like Overcoming You.
That one, I don't think is in the process. That one's in. No. That's ready to print.
Yeah, this one's ready to print. This one I still have to fix.
Yeah. Yes. And by the way, going back to this, 50 books that you recommend for people to read to be more powerful. It takes you about 2 or 3 hours to think about your library and write them down so we can make the book.
I don't really have to think because I have those books on my nightstand.
Did I say 3 hours? I meant 3 minutes. I'm sorry. I meant 3 minutes.
It would actually be really fast for me.
No, Michelle, I'm sorry I used the wrong units. Do you forgive me?
Yes, I forgive you.
Thank you. Tom Kaggai.
I keep those books close to me. And it's funny because I have a whole book stand, another book stand, and I have a stack of books on the end of my table because whatever moves me, I'll pull one of the books and look at it. And so one of the things I like to do in books that I've read before that I really like, I keep them close. And when I need inspiration, I will just randomly open them and read inspiration from them. That's all.
So you know what I did yesterday to I guess it might have been this book. I can't remember because I was singing to quite a few of my books, but it was you. Okay, it's the song. I don't know if you know this song. Are you ready for this? You ready?
Sure.
I think that's the one. Tell me if you know the song. Whenever I call you friend. So I sing this to my books. I'll pick 1 or 2 of them and I'll just sing whenever I call you friend to my books. And it gets me a little misty-eyed even thinking about some of the books that I've sang to recently.
Cammy, I actually found 4 songs the other night that I did not know. It was
Wow.
very shocking to me. It was like not even B-sides of 70s songs. I'm like, I don't know this song. And it's rare for me to find a song that I don't know, but they were very obscure 70 songs. Yeah. I mean, I didn't even know the bands existed. That's how obscure they were.
That is something.
Because Cammy says she knows every song. I know it.
I want to know those. I want to see if they would have tripped me up. I want you to tell me, okay?
Okay, I'll
So
find them.
you'll send me the link, okay? So I will say a sad shout out. I mean, we're not going to end the show on a sad shout out, but Bismarcky, the song "Just a Friend."
Have you ever met a girl that you tried to date, but a year to make love, she wanted you to wait?
That's Just a Friend. We lost him during the pandemic, and he was in DC, Maryland area. And that is actually
just a friend.
Yeah, so this is a great message for the show. I had been saying over and over again, I want to meet him. I want to take a picture of him with a Keep Smiling card because he brought so many smiles. Whenever anyone sing that song, it just got goofy. People love that song. And he's not around to do it anymore. So that is a somber way of looking at when you don't take action, you can regret it. All right, sing something happy. Sing a Bublé song. Oh, you know what? This one I can't play long because they'll nix the show. Okay, but
they will nix the show.
Yeah, we're not going to do long, but I do need to play this. This is going to uplift the Bismarcky situation.
Ready? Even though it's breaking.
When you're smiling,
he sang this.
The whole
world.
Yeah, turn it off.
That was 7. That was 7.
Take our show down. And I can do small even though it's aching.
No, but listen, I believe that if they nix this show, we would send it up to the big guy, Mark Zuckerberg, and he goes, that's going back live on Facebook. I loved how your eyes got so big because it was getting close to 8 seconds. That was considerably less than 8 seconds, believe me.
Well, I'm telling you, my other podcasts, they've been taken down. And we didn't even play music. Nothing. And it says a song infringement. It's like, but we didn't even play music. I didn't even sing. I mean, we don't even know what we don't know.
We don't know. Well, then it might have nothing to do with the music.
No, it said music infringement.
Oh, really?
20 minutes. And we're only on the air for 30. So we played music for the entire thing. We have no idea.
It's a weird world we're in right now, but I'll just say I will do my best, take some voice lessons, and I will sing When You're Smiling so that we don't have any infringement on Michael Bublé.
Cammy likes that song that you played.
It's a great song. All right. Well, we ended on a high note, and we did end with my cue for farewell, which is Keep Smiling. So your turn.
They can't stop you from singing. No, they can't.
No, they can't. And they won't.
And what did you ask me, sir?
I said, it's time to say our farewells. I know.
Farewell, Auf Wiedersehen, good night. Auf Wiedersehen.
We hope to see you in some of these cities. We hope to see you in your city. Please let us know, connect with us, and let us know you want to build your city to be a city that is looked at as positive, attractive, and fun to visit.
Invite us. It'll be fun. We have great parties. So either see us in Phoenix on Phoenix on September 10th, Colorado Springs, September 28th. Attend my camp on September 29th and half the day on the 30th, and then stay around because we're going to go to karaoke that night on the 30th. And then you're going to miss it because you're going to be gone.
Yeah.
Or invite us to your city, and we'll bring Amplifluence and make you the star and raise the roof.
We won't eat too much.
Well, I won't.
Thanks a lot.
I didn't say you own that. I did not say it. So have a great week, everybody. We might drop in live from New Orleans or something because we are running around. Nolans.
See you on Bourbon Street after 11.
No, before 11. After 11 a.m., before 11 p.m.
You know how you get safely through Bourbon Street in Nolans? After 11, that is. You have to be carrying. Boom. If you're
That did
carrying
save
that,
us in New York. It did save us in New York.
it did.
I talked about you the other day in one of our podcast, one of the, yes, yeah, I was doing a podcast with David Sheminsky, and we talked about how I talked about how you were giving these cards out to gang members on the side of the street in New York. And they were like, oh man, no one's ever given me a smile before. And how you open doors. I would not suggest that for anyone. Ken is a very tall man that people probably aren't afraid of, actually.
Well,
So
and they said very endearing things. Like there's like, I'm not going to kill you now, and I was like, yes. Hey, I got to tell you, you know when you have a kid and they're just like the sponge want to do impersonations. So Kenny is loving the Aussie impersonation he's been doing. So when I show this card, he sees this card, he goes, keep smiling, mate. Good on you, mate.
So he's playing was that no, it's not even Australian, the voice you're using. It's
not even,
it might be. It's the chimney sweep. What's his name from Mary Poppins?
Mary Poppins, right?
Dick Van Dyke. Dick Van
Yes.
Dyke had the worst British accent, Cockney accent. He sounded like an Australian. So actually, I guess Kenny does get it right because he sounds like Dick Van Dyke from.
Well, we're teaching Kenny to add to it. Would you like to have a shrimp on the bobby, mate?
Okay, that works better. Okay, everybody, have a great week. We'll see you in one of those cities. Plan to come to the Unapologetic Speaker Camp on September 29th and 30th. The 29th, there's a big surprise at the end of the day after we get rid of Ken. And then on the 30th, we are going out to karaoke to sing. But if you come on the 28th to be ready for the morning of the 29th, we will have a cocktail party in the lobby of the hotel that we have booked rooms for. So come on out, come out fun and learn. Be the best version of you. Own that stage. I'll be your guide. And we'll see you next week or maybe over the weekend. So until then, TTFM. And what do you always say, Ken?
I always say bring a friend to an event like Unapologetic because you'll have a better night at the end of it. That's what I always say.
You say stay amplified.
I say stay amplified, keep smiling, and share inspiration with us.
There you are. And thank you for that advice. You should bring a friend on the 29th and 30th. We'll see you
Actually,
then.
you know what? I got to say this. If you bring someone who's not your friend, you will make a friend.
That is true. But it would be really difficult to drag them kicking and screaming down the street into a place when they don't know who you are. You might want to say your name at least. Okay, so take care, everybody. And we will see you on the fly, hopefully from Bourbon Street, while we're eating beignets. We'll talk to you soon, everybody. Bye-bye.
Take care.